We stand in awe of the ancient world. The pyramids of Giza pierce the Egyptian sky. Stonehenge broods silently on the Salisbury Plain. These are the titans of antiquity, or so we thought. They represent milestones in human achievement. But what if this march began far earlier than our schoolbooks tell us? What if there are older, stranger echoes from a deeper past waiting to be heard? Consider this. A site so ancient it makes the pyramids look like recent constructions, a place built by people we were told shouldn't have had the capacity for such feats. This place exists. It is called Göbekli Tepe. Located in southeastern Turkey, this potbelly hill has sent shockwaves through the world of archaeology. Göbekli Tepe is more than just a collection of old stones. It's a profound challenge to our understanding of human history. For decades, the narrative was clear. First came agriculture, then settled communities, then complex religion and monumental architecture. Göbekli Tepe turns this neat timeline on its head. Imagine stumbling upon a lost chapter of humanity's story. Prepare to have your perceptions of the past fundamentally altered. Sometimes the greatest discoveries are made by accident. The hill known as Göbekli Tepe was not entirely unknown to locals. Farmers had occasionally found unusual stones there, yet for generations its true significance lay dormant, buried beneath layers of earth and misinterpretation. It was just another mound in a landscape rich with history, easily overlooked. Nobody suspected the revolution it concealed. In 1963, an American survey noted the hill. They saw some broken limestone slabs. They dismissed them as medieval grave markers. Nothing to rewrite history over. So the site slumbered on, its secrets safe for a few more decades. Then in 1994, a German archaeologist named Klaus Schmidt arrived. He had been working on other sites in the region. He had read the brief report from the 1960s. Something about it piqued his interest. He decided to visit Göbekli Tepe. It wasn't a major expedition, just a look. But Schmidt saw what others had missed. He recognized the flint chippings as prehistoric. He knew the massive stone slabs were not medieval. Schmidt realized almost immediately that he was standing on something monumental. This was no ordinary hill. The hill was ready to speak. Let's talk about age. The Great Pyramid of Giza, that icon of antiquity, was completed around 2560 BCE. Stonehenge, another stalwart of the ancient world, saw its main construction phases between 3000 BCE and 1600 BCE. These are vast stretches of time. Now, prepare yourself. Göbekli Tepe laughs in the face of these timelines. The oldest excavated layers of this incredible site date back to around 9600 BCE. That's 11,600 years ago. It is more than twice as old as the pyramids. It predates Stonehenge by over 6 millennia. It even predates the invention of pottery and writing. This isn't just a little bit older. This is profoundly, staggeringly older. It forces us to reconsider who our ancestors were and what they were capable of. The people who built Göbekli Tepe were, according to conventional archaeology, hunter-gatherers. They supposedly lived in small nomadic bands. They were not supposed to be building colossal stone temples, yet they did. The implications are enormous. Göbekli Tepe isn't just an archaeological site, it's a historical anomaly that demands explanation. The timeline is not just bent, it's shattered. So, what exactly did these ancient people build at Göbekli Tepe? The site consists of multiple circular or oval enclosures. So far, around 20 have been identified through geophysical surveys, though only a few have been excavated. These enclosures typically range from 10 to 30 meters in diameter. They are defined by massive, T-shaped monolithic limestone pillars. These pillars are the site's signature feature. Some stand up to 5.5 meters or 18 feet tall and weigh an estimated 10 to 20 tons. The largest, still in a nearby quarry, is over 7 meters long and would have weighed around 50 tons. How did people, supposedly lacking sophisticated tools or domesticated beasts of burden, quarry these giants? How did they transport them, sometimes hundreds of meters, and how did they erect them with such precision? The pillars are not just randomly placed. In each enclosure, 2 larger central pillars are surrounded by smaller ones embedded in stone walls. Archaeologists believe these T-shapes are stylized human forms. The sheer scale of the effort involved is mind-boggling for that era. The T-shaped pillars of Göbekli Tepe are not merely structural elements, they are canvases for a vibrant and enigmatic prehistoric art gallery. The surfaces of these monoliths and some of the smaller stones are covered in intricate reliefs. These carvings predominantly depict animals, a veritable menagerie from the Stone Age, frozen in limestone for millennia. Each carving is a whisper from a lost world, a clue to the minds of its creators. We see foxes, snakes, wild boars, gazelles, aurochs, wild cattle, cranes, vultures, and spiders. Some animals are carved in high relief, almost leaping from the stone. Others are more subtly incised. The craftsmanship is astonishing. These were not crude doodles. They are stylized, powerful representations. What do these animals signify to the people of Göbekli Tepe? Were they spirit guides, totems of different groups, or perhaps characters in forgotten myths and legends? The stones guard their secrets well. The question that burns brightest is who built Göbekli Tepe? The conventional wisdom about the Neolithic period states that monumental architecture on this scale was the product of settled agricultural societies. Farming, we are told, created food surpluses, allowing for specialization of labor, social hierarchies, and large coordinated building projects. But Göbekli Tepe throws a colossal wrench into this neat model. The evidence suggests something far more radical. The earliest layers of Göbekli Tepe, dating back to around 11,600 years ago, show no signs of domesticated plants or animals. The tools found are typical of hunter-gatherer cultures. The animal bones are from wild species. This means the builders were likely nomadic or semi-nomadic foragers. Imagine that. Groups of people, without permanent villages, without agriculture, somehow organized themselves to quarry, transport, carve, and erect dozens of multi-ton stone pillars. Göbekli Tepe reveals a depth to our early ancestors that is both humbling and exhilarating. Why go to such extraordinary lengths? What was the purpose of Göbekli Tepe? Klaus Schmidt, the principal excavator, firmly believed it was a temple, a sacred center, perhaps the world's first cathedral built not on a rock, but a place of ritual, ceremony, and communal gathering for people spread across a wide region. The evidence for ritual activity is compelling. The elaborate carvings, the monumental scale, the lack of domestic dwellings directly within the main enclosures all point away from mundane, everyday use. The presence of so many animal bones, many showing signs of feasting, suggests large gatherings. Perhaps these were periodic events drawing people together for religious festivals, initiation rites, or to honor their ancestors, represented by the T-pillars. Some researchers propose that Göbekli Tepe was a funerary complex. The prominent vulture imagery, often associated with death and the sky in many cultures, supports this idea. This act of burial itself is another layer of the enigma, a final, silent statement from its creators. The discovery of Göbekli Tepe is not just another interesting find, it is a revolution. It fundamentally challenges the established narrative of human civilization's development. For generations, we were taught that the agricultural revolution around 10,000 years ago was the catalyst. Humans settled down, started farming, and only then did complex societies, religion, and monumental building emerge. Göbekli Tepe says, not so fast. This site suggests that complex ritual and social organization may have agriculture. The sheer effort required to build and maintain Göbekli Tepe might have been a driving force for the development of agriculture itself. Imagine the need to feed hundreds of workers engaged in this massive project. Perhaps this spurred innovations in food procurement, leading eventually to the domestication of plants and animals in the surrounding Fertile Crescent. Religion may have built the first towns, not the other way around. This turns the Neolithic revolution on its head. It implies that a change in consciousness, in belief systems, may have been the primary mover. The history books are not just being revised, they are being dramatically rewritten. Göbekli Tepe stands as a silent, stony testament to a forgotten epoch of human endeavor. It has peeled back a veil, revealing a depth to our prehistory that few dared to imagine. The whispers from Potbelly Hill are becoming a roar, echoing through the corridors of archaeology. The discovery is a stunning reminder that history is not a closed book. Göbekli Tepe is proof that there are still profound secrets buried beneath our feet.